all of a sudden it seems like to me that Justin Fields has gotten worse, that he's not playing any football. Hell, you loved him when he was playing. Now the guy, he's sliding down the draft boards. How? He ain't playing anybody. Did he get sacked yesterday? Did he throw a pick or something I don't know about, Skip? See, that's the problem that I have. I don't think Skip is just blatantly, I don't want no black quarterback. Now, it used to be that. It used to be that.
Well, thanks for watching Numbskull News, and today we're going to talk about Justin Fields and a lot of bullshit being talked about the black quarterback in the NFL and how racism is still here, still with us, still destroying us. And you look, in society, of course there's racism, and there always will be. It's always going to be a problem that we're going to have to deal with. So I'm not saying anything like that. But in NFL circles, the only color that matters is green. All right, who's going to make you the money? And the more winning you can do, you can win championships, you're going to have more money. All right, players, coaches, owners, advertisers, everybody wins when your team wins the championship. And the quickest way to get there is to get yourself a badass quarterback. So that leads us to the issue of Justin Fields and modern day racism within the NFL as far as the treatment of Justin Fields. Of course, this, caught fire in the media a little bit. People like Shannon Sharp and different debate shows and talk shows and media shows made a big deal about it, saying that, well, racism ain't dead in the NFL. They're still asking crazy questions of black quarterbacks. We're still seeing black quarterbacks as differently than white quarterbacks. And some of this came from former 49ers cornerback, of course, won championships with Seattle. Damn it, Richard Sherman. Thank you. I couldn't remember his name. That came from Richard Sherman. And Richard Sherman, extremely smart guy, went to Stanford. That doesn't necessarily mean you're all that smart, but at least book smart. However, he's been an intelligent player and a well-spoken guy. I don't fully endorse everything, his side of everything that he talks about. Sometimes I think he's kind of full of shit, or maybe not as well read as he thinks he is. But, the man makes credible, legible points about a lot of things. But in this issue with Justin Fields, I'm sorry, he's wrong. And a lot of people like Shannon Sharp, and I'm a fan of Shannon Sharp. Okay. I am. I like him. I think he's good on TV. I like to watch him. Even though I don't really believe he's a Cowboy hater. I'm a huge Cowboy fan. He kind of builds that up, for TV purposes, but, he will get on the soapbox when it comes to race. And there's a lot about race that I completely agree with Shannon Sharp with, and some things I really don't agree. And this is one I hugely do not agree. Justin Fields is getting fair treatment, because every quarterback, I'm just going to compare him to every white quarterback. Every white quarterback in the league, they have their lives, their career, their friends, their associates, everything dissected about them. Going back to Pee Wee football, everything about their whole life, their family members, everything gets dissected and ran through, because these guys are going to be drafted high up. And these high picks are incredibly valuable. And when you have different choices that you can make at quarterback, especially like this year, you're going to have 5 guys going in the top 10, possibly 6 going in the first round. That's insane. So there's going to be a whole lot of dissection of these guys and what they've done, what they've said, what they are on the field and off the field, and where they're going to end up going. So everything's going to be looked at. Justin Fields is not the only guy having to answer real questions, or having real questions or red flags thrown at them. Right? Take a look at Zach Wilson. So what's being said about Zach Wilson? Well, he went to BYU. Small school. How much can you really trust those numbers? Mac Jones. He's a champion, right? Great player. Great numbers. But a lot of people say, well, he is a pocket passer, and not as athletic, he's pretty white. And he played with a hell of a lot of NFL talent there at Alabama. So how good is he really? Now you could say, well, Justin Fields, it's a little more personal. You're talking about work ethic. All right. Well, number one, it seems like a lot of that stuff's been debunked. Everyone's come out of the woodwork. Everyone who's ever worked with Justin Fields has said that's. By the way, Trevor Lawrence, who everyone knows is going number one, he came out and said, look, if I don't have football, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but if I don't have football, I'll be fine. And his high school coach has said the same thing. He's like, look, he loves to play. He's a winner, but, he's an odd duck. If football gets taken from him, he'll go do something else. It's not going to destroy him. His dad said the same thing. Hey, this isn't, the end all be all for him. He loves to play, but this isn't, this isn't life crushing. He's not going to go into a closet and hang himself if he can't play football. He'll be just fine if he doesn't have football. But that's a red flag, isn't it? That's what it's being billed as through the media. Like, oh my God, this guy may not really care about football. That's not what he said, but that's the way it's being construed. Really, Justin Fields is not in any kind of a new category here just because he's black. And by the way, I got more evidence than that. Let's look at Kyle Trask. Now, Kyle Trask, he is the prototypical size, arm strength, accuracy down the field. I mean, 10, 15 years ago, Kyle Trask would have went in the top 2. He just would have. But because he's slow, I think he ran like a 5.1 40. All right. So he's not a home run hitter with his guy is for real, man. His arm is great. He got an incredible arm, and he's incredibly accurate with deep passes. Like, wouldn't you? But he's going to be lucky. He might be the 6th guy drafted in the first round. He might squeeze into the end of the first round, but chances are he's going to go in the second round. All right, and why is that? It's because he's slow and he's not as athletic as, it's not about the race, but it's about what a quarterback can bring to the table. All right, people don't just want a great arm and an accurate passer. They want a guy with legs too. Can you make plays outside the pocket? Can you rip a 30, 40-yard run? Those kind of things. Can you hit a home run? That's what people want. And a guy like Kyle Trask is not going to do that for you. So his value, goes down. I'm just going to present the evidence as it is. I mean, look at the top 4 highest paid quarterbacks, and I'm going to use per annual salary. There's a lot of ways you can break down who's got, who makes the most money, this or that. But really, it's annual salary that really counts here. Not your signing, who's got the biggest signing bonuses, the overall contract. What are you making per year? Well, the 4 highest paid quarterbacks on a per year annual salary basis, all 4 of them are black. Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, and Russell Wilson. Those are the highest paid annually for their work as a quarterback. And they're all black quarterbacks. Let's look at 3 of their contemporaries. 2 of them have been paid already. All 3 of them went really high in the first round of the draft. Either number 1, number 2, or at least top 10. All right, Sam Darnold. He just got traded to Carolina. All right, he's out. Jared Goff just got sent to the Lions. Carson Wentz just got sent to the Colts. So, right now, the guys who are really succeeding, talk about the young quarterbacks, the guys that are now in their prime, ready to launch. The best guys right now are black quarterbacks. The NFL's not scared of the black quarterback. Like they don't think they're just stupid idiots and can't intellectually play the position anymore, like they did with Warren Moon. All right, this isn't the 70s. This isn't the 80s. This is 2021, guys. The people. I'm sorry. There's people in the media right now that they're making this race thing just stupid. They're making old. I'm going to feel sorry for Justin Fields because he has to answer some questions because people are raising red flags about him, whether they're true or not. I don't feel sorry for him at all. Look, this guy was one of the highest recruited players of all time going into college. He's ranked right now the 9th highest recruit ever. Ever. Or you look at a guy like Zach Wilson. I mean, he was like a 3-star guy. That's why he went to BYU. Justin Fields went to Ohio State. He got to go to a blue blood because he is such a high recruit. And he lived up. He lived up. That's why he's going to be one of the top quarterbacks coming out this year. He's going to be a top 10 quarterback. He's going to be in the top 10 of the first round. And for somehow that's racist? I don't get it. I mean, this guy's been in a privileged position as a player his whole career so far, from high school to college. And now when he goes into the NFL, he's going to be extraordinarily high as a recruit. All right. He didn't have the Kyle Trask position of lucky to be in the first round. So no, Justin Fields has been an extremely privileged player. And for good reason, because he's a great prospect. That's why he's going to go high, y'all. But stop with the race crap. Stop with the race baiting. That's the thing that drives me the most crazy about someone like Shannon Sharpe, because Shannon Sharpe is a smart individual. All right? He's not an idiot at all. But I guess his feelings, I'm sure he's had to deal with some racism in his life, so he just throws that on everything. Or not everything, obviously, but when it comes to issues like this, instead of really thinking through it and doing some basic ass research with an open mind, instead of just, because you can do research all you want, but if you have your mind made up that something is one way, all your research you do, you will self-edit, like unconsciously self-edit yourself. So if you see something that kind of goes against the narrative that you want to believe, you're going to discard. You'll discard that. You'll just toss it aside. And you're only going to look for evidence to support what you believe and what you want to believe. It's the insidious nature of things right now, politically, and in the media and on the internet. I mean, everywhere. It's so difficult to find truth anymore. It just is. But this is kind of blatant to me when you have all the top quarterbacks salary wise are black, and black men, young men, are still being drafted extraordinarily high in the draft. Justin Fields is going to be one of the latest guys. What the hell is your point? I mean, I don't understand the leg you think you have to stand on because someone's questioning Justin Fields and his work ethic. Well, if there's any question at all, they're going to delve into it and see if there's anything there. As far as I know, it's been debunked. I mean, everyone's come out and said, "Oh, this is horseshit." Okay, it's horseshit. But there's also been a lot of people that say, I can't. Like, it's almost been like like he's a victim. So now everyone's trying to put him into like that number 2 spot behind Trevor Lawrence. Oh, the Jets have got to take him. The Jets have got to take him. Well, the Jets don't have to take him. The 49ers don't have to take him. I mean, Justin Fields might fall, if you want to call falling to like 9 to the Broncos falling. I don't think that's falling. And the last thing I'll say about it, and I'm sure the story about Justin Fields' work ethic is bullshit. Everyone seems to say that. All the people that have trained with him before, coaches, strength and conditioning coaches, everyone says, bullshit, this dude's a workhorse. More than likely, and I'm just going to put this out there because teams have done this before to other players, it's very likely that a team that's picking a little bit lower in the top 10, they really want Justin Fields. They really want him. So they want him to fall to them. They could very easily have planted that story so that maybe he can drop to 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9 and get to the team that planted the story so they can get their guy. That shit happens. That shit happens. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that look at Justin Fields and say, wow, man, we really like to have that guy. I mean, it came out that the Redskins, man, they would really like to have him. And I've heard some things about the Patriots, about possibly moving up in the draft to try to get him. Look, chances are he's not getting out the top 3 anyway, so everyone needs to shut the hell up. This is a non-issue. Now, if Justin Fields does not get drafted in the first round, then, okay, you have something to complain about. You have a legitimate question, a red flag for Shannon Sharpe or anyone else in the media. That's all I got. That's all I wanted to say about